on Tuesday, April 21st. I want to thank everyone who is here for our study session. Superintendent.
Thank you. We're pleased to have three things for you tonight. We have discussion of school fees, which is queued up, so we'll go with that one first. We have the preliminary general fund budget for FY27 for your discussion, and then we have land trust plans. And so we'd love to thank and welcome Robert Boyer, our Assistant Business Administrator, Ryan Clark, and Crystal Michaelis. They'll be handling the budget and fee schedule. Ryan's going to take the lead on the fee discussion, and then Crystal, I think, is going to take the lead on the budget with Robert, and they can wrestle on some of their points. Who's going to do that? And then Sam and Dave will help us out on trust lands. And as promised, thanks to Jake McDonald, our print services, I told you that I would have from the superintendent's meeting a printout of the 2026 public education summary for the board. And there's your hard copy. I have hard copies for the cabinet as well in the office. So we'll be going through that detail coming down the road. But Craig, I don't know if you, but yes, there you go. So with that, we'll turn some time over to Ryan to talk about school fees.
Great, thank you, Superintendent. As you're all aware, annually the fee schedules for the upcoming year must be approved by the board. We'll walk you through these tonight. There's not a lot of changes, so it should be fairly quick, but we'll present them, and then they will be formally presented or formally up for board approval in next month's board meeting. So I'll call your attention here first. In fact, if we can scroll down a little bit, I'm going to start at the bottom. What's on the screen is this is the elementary proposed fee schedule for the upcoming year. There's also a separate one for middle and junior high, and then a third one for high schools. So the main change, all the changes will be in red. So anything in red text is a change from last year. You'll see there's just a couple. The primary change is this footnote at the bottom that indicates an additional required third-party system fee, 4% plus 10 cents per line item, rounded up to the nearest dollar, may be added regardless of payment method, for example, cash check card. The reason for this is, as you may be aware or probably aware, our fees processing platform, TES, was recently acquired by a third party, and as part of that acquisition, we are migrating to their software platform. And one nuance of the way their platform works is that processing fees are priced in at the item level, which means they're to be included. They have to be charged on every line item in the transaction, and regardless of payment method. So we're adding this for clarity and to just represent that there will be, on top of the fees, there can be added that charge on all transactions regardless of payment method. And if you scroll back up to the top, we're removing this line where it says fees not to exceed printed maximums. Actual amount charged may be less, just to avoid confusion, because of that new processing charge, there may be slight additions over the amounts that are printed on the fee schedules. So that's the primary change. Those are the only changes on the elementary fee schedule. If you want to shift to the
So Ryan,
junior high,
let me
yes.
go and just ask a simple question
Sure.
on it. I think it's more frequent now. You go and you use a credit card, there's a
Yep.
processing fee.
Right.
And that's kind of what this is. So
Yes.
if I'm taking before or after school band, and I'm renting a trumpet per se. On the elementary schedule, there was a $50 charge to rent that instrument.
Yep.
So it would be $50 plus 4% plus 10 cents.
Correct.
So it would be $52.10.
And it'll round up to the nearest dollar.
So
for
$53
ease
to-
and not having
okay.
to make change and
Okay.
things like that.
So I just wanted to kind of talk through an example. Does
Yeah.
that sound right?
Yes, that's exactly.
And that
right.
includes cash, right? Is that
Includes
Correct.
cash, yep, and or check. In the case of, the processor is only gonna receive from us on credit card, on those cash and check, it will not be, it'll be retained by us, it's just the way it processes. Retained by the schools, I should say, yeah.
I'm confused, so why do we charge it if it's gonna stay with the school?
It's required by the system, by the platform. On credit cards, it will not stay with the school. They will keep it. But it has to be charged the way that the new platform processes the charge.
It's because it's by item, and so you're setting a fee amount for each item that includes that processing fee. So we don't know whether they're paying cash or credit card. So the fee is set.
At the pricing
At
of
the
the
pricing.
item.
Anyway, I just have never seen this before with any other system, so it will be unfamiliar to our parents.
Yes.
And they'll ask this question over
Yeah.
and over again, so it would be, it's not terribly satisfying to say, well, it's this new system. So it would be nice probably to come up with a better answer. Or you're gonna get lots of questions.
Yeah, that's
I think you
that's fair.
purchase things in a variety of places and there's a service fee attached, so I don't think it's that
I've never
foreign to
seen a
people.
service fee on cash.
on cash? Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, just, and this is the only vendor that we can find for this?
Not the only vendor, there are other vendors, we did evaluate others. It's the vendor that purchased the software that we were using, so we're
Okay.
upgrading to their platform as part of this conversion.
Anyway,
Yeah.
there will be more questions, I predict. We'll
Yeah.
see.
And that same question's been asked a few times.
Yeah, we've
So-
wrestled with this, that's for sure, yeah.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay, so up now we have the junior high, middle school fee schedule. Same changes as before at the top and bottom. The only additional change on this schedule and the high school is just the addition of specialty groups, where it said previously just performing arts fees, specialty groups, for clarity. The things like debate, for example, may be, or would be included in that. And then the removal of the word performing arts underneath that, since it's somewhat redundant. And that change is also made on the high school schedule, and those are the only changes versus last year's fee schedules. Any other questions?
Okay. Seeing none, thank you. You have, you'll have access, board members, to the information in Notion and so forth, and approvals will be the same as what you've seen in the past. If there's any support or help that you need with that, let business services know. Okay.
Okay, we'll go over the operation budget recommendations for fiscal year '27. Went through the capital budget process in February, now going through the operations recommendations. So first in the business, on your board, business dashboard, you have access, there's a link to the budget process there, so you can look at the budget documents. We'll update those there for you. Okay, the district budget committee is made up of 3 board members, 17 district cabinet which is the cabinet and advisory DLT advisory members, 10 cluster principals, 6 department personnel, and then non-voting committee members were invited support staff, business services, and there were some board members from the 3 districts that came to see that process. Okay, the timeline, we start the budget process in December, sending out the budget packets, and then have that information, the request sent back in by February. We gather that information, put it together, and then share that with the Finance Committee in March. Went through those requests. There were recommendations that were made in that meeting, and then took it to the District Budget Committee Operations Request meeting in March 18th. Received recommendations in that meeting. There were 5 teams of 6 to 8 people that kind of voted on the priorities of those requests, gathered that information, took that to Cabinet. Cabinet made recommendations March 25th, and then we met with the Finance Committee again on the 14th of April, and now today, the 21st, reviewing it with the board. Okay, so we're looking at new revenue that's coming in for operations, and a lot of that is based off from an increase in the WPU value. So this last year it increased 4.2%. So that new revenue that's coming in is what we're looking at, saying, okay, what do we use these funds for? And then I'll have Crystal jump in if I miss anything as we're going through this.
It's also significant to notice that there is going to be a projected decrease in students. So even though there is a 4.2% increase in the WPU, there is a decrease in students, which is a decrease in funding. So it doesn't go hand in hand.
Okay, so wanted to kind of show we're receiving new revenue from the WPU, but then there's also program eliminations that we're seeing this next year. Just wanted to show those. About 4.1 million in decreased funding for those programs. Digital teaching and learning, the 2.1 million. Competency-based education, about 62,000. Early literacy software, 1.2 million. National Board Certified Teachers, 14,000. STEM endorsement incentives, 193,000. Title I, 103, and student health and counseling, about 400,000. Then also, there's decreased funding on student fees, which we're aware of that have to have the free pathway to education or graduation. And we don't have a number tied to that. We don't know the exact amount that would be, but that's also a decrease in funding. Okay, so the increase in the WPU value brings in about 21.4 million, so the projected state revenue WPU increase there at the top. Also have an increase of 27,000 for TSSA funding that comes in, and local resources, so repurposed funds, 6.4 million. So we're looking at an increase of 27.8 million. So that's the amount that we took to the different committees to see what priorities were, what requests were made, and then gathered those recommendations. And that's the allocation investment at the bottom, showing the majority is going to people. So change in compensation benefits for all employees, about 19.8 million. FTE for class size reduction, 4.1 million. FTE for special education, 2 million. CTE maintenance of effort, 910,000. And then on the operations side, the facility increased costs of 114,000, and the nursing changes of about 34,000. With that, then we're leaving. There's about 860,000 that's left to be discussed.
Appropriated by the board, should you choose to. Any questions on that? This was, thanks Robert, in the Finance Committee, just sharing in very simple ways with our public here's the investment that's being made, and that's both legislative investment, but also repurposing of funds that this board has done, and that's that local resource. So I just wanted to point that out and showing that in a clear way. I think this is the first time this has been laid out like this, and I think it's really easy for the public to look at that and say, here's new investments, and here's where you're allocating in this projected budget of where that investment will go. The majority of it is on people, and these are the areas when we talk about FTEs. Well, that's going to support class size or special ed or a specific purpose. So I think, again, kudos to the budget team and our business services for sharing information, I think, in a more simple, clear way as to what's coming in and how it's being allocated.
Any questions? This is gonna go quick. Want to go to the next slide? Next slide is budget for
Yeah,
FY '28.
we're good.
And that's up to the 3 districts. So this is the last year for Alpine doing the budgets for '27. So the next fiscal year, FY '28, would be handled by the 3 districts. So just making kind of the recommendation that you begin that process this December and kind of go through the same process that we've gone through. I
Okay,
don't have
awesome.
the end slide, but that's the end.
Is that the end? Okay. Robert, that was so good.
Okay.
Any questions, board members? Any thoughts, information that you need?
I'm just going to provide feedback that I love the class size reductions on there. I hear a lot from a lot of patrons. The biggest problem when it's a school with only like one class per grade,
Yeah.
and they have to get really big before you can split it into 2, and sometimes they're up around 40 students.
Yeah.
And I believe that a lot of this class size reduction is so that we can hit the hot spots like that, and that can make a huge difference to students and parents.
Agreed. I've heard a lot about that, and our supervisors do a great job with the resources that they have. Mark, we could always hit more hotspots if we had more resources allocated for that.
Yeah.
Because there are some areas of concern. And one of the things I think our team, especially at the elementary level, looks at is split classes. And we want to focus that support at those early grade levels too, at that first and second, third grade levels, to minimize those split classes. A split class of first grade students and second grade in one class is extremely difficult for our early learners. And so, again, I think they do a really good job. At the secondary level, Doug can weigh in, or Dave, but they look at content areas that are your core content areas to try to target some of those, or to maintain a core area offering. But I think that's really what our secondary does.
That's correct.
Okay. Sam, did I miss anything on the elementary level? No. Okay. All right. There's no other questions.
I mean, maybe we should talk about, we have very long finance meetings every month all year long. So, I mean,
It took a lot of work to get there.
Yeah, it maybe went quickly today, but I think we've had some really good wrestles and, figuring out where to put budget money. So, sorry that everybody else does not also get to have that today. I think it's one of the best meetings of the month, but just appreciative of our business services team. Really like the additions and the presentation. So, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Stop sharing.
Okay, stop sharing for budget. Now we'll switch over to land trust. Sam, are you going to go first, or is Dave going to go?
Dave's gonna take it today.
Sweet.
Sam covered everything, so. No, if you'll remember his training, just refer to that when you can. If we need to resend it, we will, but, April 1st, all the trust lands were due. We have all of them. No schools are pending, so we have all those. Each of you will be getting an electronic file with your schools in it. And so that, as soon as you get that file, you can start to review those plans. That will probably most likely be before the next board meeting. So this is timely that we're giving you this reminder. Jody will have looked at them for glaring errors and mistakes, whether that be grammar or math not adding up. So she'll review them. Then the supervisors will get them and review them, and we'll look a little bit more if they've got good goals and if their spending coordinates with those goals. And so we'll look at them as well, and then they'll go to you in those files, and you can start looking at those. If you'll look kind of just generally, see if they're good goals, see if everything's got a good feel to it, if the spending seems reasonable. And then if you'd refer to mainly that page of unallowable expenses that Sam put in his slideshow, and the three main areas to kind of make sure a light goes on if you see them is capital, if they're doing any maintenance or a building, any improvements on their building, that's not allowed. If there's admin cost, that shouldn't be in there. And then if you see anything athletic or activity wise, if it's a curricular activity, that's probably allowed. But if it's something after school activity or an athletic thing, that's probably another red flag that goes up. So those are the main three things that we see sometimes in plans. But you can refer to that unallowable expenses slide if you'd like to. A reminder that food is okay, that's always the question, but it's got to be really reasonable and it's got to be connected to something in their plan. So for example, if they're supporting PD for their teams in their plan and they have a day of a content day with their math department and they feed them lunch, that's probably a thumbs up. If they're feeding their faculty for faculty meeting, probably a thumbs down, not connected to their plan. And really the state, as I've visited with the state just a couple of times, their emphasis is if you guys think it's worthy of approval, then they aren't going to mess with it much. So it's kind of up to you. If you see something kind of funny and you're not quite sure, elementary schools, give Sam a call or email him. If it's secondary, give me a call or email me, and we'll be happy to jump on that and give you the information that you need. And I think that's it. Anything else you want to add, Sam? Okay. You'll be getting a file. Just start your review, and we'll probably want that from you within 2 or 3 weeks after you get the file, so that we can get all that done by the end of school. So appreciate it.
Any questions, board members? Okay. Dave, Sam, thank you, and board president, back to you.
Okay, so we've come to the end of our study session agenda, and so we're adjourned until our meeting at 6 o'clock. Thank you. You all here this evening. It is 6 o'clock on Tuesday, April 21st, and I am calling to order the Board of Education for Alpine School District. First up on our agenda, we have our Pledge of Allegiance by Michelle Stevenson, and then our inspirational thought will be given by Jenny Furness. And if Michelle's not here, I will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, this year our theme has been Navigating to the Stars. To me, this means trusting your direction, your study choices. Make every minute of every day, even when your destination feels far away, because you never really know which choice becomes your turning point, the one small domino that either sets everything into place or shifts everything completely. I love Harry Potter, and it feels fitting to share something from J.K. Rowling's character, Albus Dumbledore. It is our choices that show who we truly are, far more than our abilities. We don't have to have everything figured out. What matters is our choices that we make along the way and the ones that we keep choosing to make. Choosing the future you believe in for yourself, your children, and your community, even when you're not there yet. Not every choice feels powerful in the moment, but every one is shaping something. So keep going, keep choosing to make decisions to help others, because you never know who the choice might be building a pathway for, even someone you may never meet.
Thanks, Jenny. We appreciate that. So as the next up, we are going to go through our recognitions. We're really excited to share these with you tonight. As the Board of Education, it's important for us to recognize various accomplishments made by students, employees, and patrons from throughout Alpine School District. As we honor the individuals and groups this evening, we acknowledge the families and others who have helped them achieve their goals. Thank you for the support you have offered to those we recognize at this time. We appreciate your attendance here tonight. So first up, we're going to do some of our RISE Awards, and the first person we have up is Sadi Palacios. Sadi, where are you? We're going to have, there you, yay! We're going to have Sadi come up, as well as Koki and then Principal Jerem Bekar. So Sadi was nominated by Koki, and Koki wrote, Sadi Palacios is a community outreach worker for Frontier Middle and for various elementary schools in Eagle Mountain who truly lives the RISE values. Working directly with families in crisis, she ensures they have food, clothing, shelter, and other essential resources. Sadi often works nights and weekends so families receive help when they need it most. She is a pillar of strength for students and families, helping them feel safe, valued, and supported. Sadi literally gives hope to people in their darkest and most difficult moments.
Okay, next up we have Renee Condi, who, just kidding, you stay.
You stay to the side. They say the side.
Yes, but I think they were trying to leave.
Yeah, don't do that. Yep.
Maybe we should let people know who don't do this every month. If you come up and we recognize you, you just step to the side. And so everyone gets to stand here and smile at you and you can feel awkward. So now I will invite up Renee Condi and Principal Fox. She was nominated by Christy, and is Brady here too? Christy wrote, Mrs. Condi is such a great light in our school community. She is a genuine soul who spreads kindness through her library and everywhere she goes. This week we had a new student move in who asked Mrs. Condi what books she had in Spanish. Mrs. Condi didn't have the few she was looking for, but helped her to find different ones for that day. The next day, Mrs. Condi showed up to her class with those books, in Spanish with a handwritten note inside. She had bought these books out of her own pocket and made this new student feel incredibly welcome in our school. We sure are lucky to work with her. It's still me. Now we'd love to invite up Juan Celis, who is nominated by Ammon Kobabe, who is an employee, and Principal Lofton, and Mr. Maurer. Is that not you? Just kidding. It's Jeff. No? I don't know what's going on, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay. Ammon wrote, Juan is the best thing to have happened to Lehigh Junior High for teachers and students. He creates helpful Spanish phrases documents for our staff to use with our multilingual students. He stands outside in the freezing cold to greet the students on bus duty. His presence is everywhere at our school, and I have never met a support professional with as much passion and commitment to students quite like Juan. He inspires me personally and makes me want to dedicate more to my craft.
Next, we have Austin Carnes from Orem Junior High. And he was nominated by Kimberly Milne. I'm so sorry, you guys, with the names. Kimberly wrote, Austin supports our guided studies students by truly living the Orem Junior mission of empowering futures. He builds strong, positive relationships with both students and teachers and does it with a great attitude. He goes the extra mile to track assignments, communicate with teachers, and help students get back on track. His classroom is focused, organized, and engaging for students. His spreadsheets and data tracking are next level, and they make a real difference. Our students are absolutely in great hands with Mr. Carnes.
Next, we have Heather Priest. She's a counselor at Vista Heights Middle, and she was nominated by Shara Young. And we invite Heather, Shara, and Principal Tim Thompson to come forward. Shara wrote, Mrs. Prince makes every student and parent feel seen, heard, and valued. In a CCR, she suggested a forensics class for my 9th grader, a class that I didn't know existed. And my student from that class found her major and career that she loves. Ms. Prince is gentle and understanding when dealing with difficult situations, letting us parents know when there is a sensitive situation we need to be aware of. She understands middle school kids and reassures them in their worries, as well as reassures us parents that our kids will turn out just fine. Congratulations. Next, we have Austin Alm, a teacher at Snow Springs Elementary, and was nominated by Sonia Matthews, who is a student teacher. And we invite Austin, Sonia, and Principal Jory Schmidt to come forward. Sonia wrote, what makes Mr. Alm truly remarkable is the opportunities he provides his students. Outside of the standard curriculum, he enthusiastically participates or leads programs like Reflections, Hope of America, NBA Math Hoops, and the National Spelling Bee. He serves on the Community Council, acts as an ASL liaison, and selflessly directs the school play. Most importantly, I have heard students remark that he is the best teacher they have ever had. His impact is measured not just in grades, but in the genuine love for learning he installs in the 5th graders every single day. Thank you, Mr. Alm.
Next up, we would like to invite Simone Bolivar, and we invite Cindy and Principal Jill Hansen to also come forward. All right, Cindy wrote, Simone Bolivar is truly remarkable, inspiring, selfless, and encouraging.
Simone consistently exceeds expectations in every role he takes on, supporting instruction, assessment, data analysis, classroom management, and student interventions with professionalism and care. He's warm, positive, and deeply trusted by students. Simone willingly helps wherever needed and even volunteers during his lunch break to assist in the cafeteria when staffing is short. His integrity, work ethic, and genuine compassion make a lasting impact on our students and our school community. Thank you, Mr. Bolivar.
April is the month of the military child, a time to honor more than 1.6 million military-connected children who navigate unique challenges and experiences because of their parents' service. We recognize their strength, resilience, and the sacrifices that they make every day. To commemorate this special month, we would like to invite Rich Stoll to make a presentation.
Thank you, Board Member Bateman. Can we have our military students come up? Tristan Whitlock, Adeline Whitlock, Rohan and Marvella Perez, come on up. And Everly Halliday. Many students in Alpine School District come from military families, and they often face unique challenges. Alpine boasts 45 Purple Star schools, and these students belong to some of our Purple Star schools. They represent all of the military-connected children in our school district and remind us of the resilience and strength that they need to demonstrate every day going to school. So, round of applause for these kids. Also Whitlock and Alan and Jessica Perez and Jeff and Danya Halliday. Thank you for your support. And let's do a photo of the kids, and then we'll have the parents come up for a photo also. Let's have the parents get in the photo with the kiddos. So parents, if you don't mind coming up and getting in the photograph. And before you come around and shake hands, one more thing. I want to recognize Carrie Cooper, principal of Traverse Mountain Elementary. She is the principal of one of our Purple Star schools. Joel Miller, Silver Lake, another one of our Purple Star schools. These are schools that have gone the extra mile to recognize and provide support for military-connected families. And John LeBaire, Springside Elementary, he wasn't able to join us tonight, but we recognize them and thank them. And finally, we thank the board members for supporting this program and going the extra mile themselves to support military-connected students. And so our students have an extra pin to present to the board members. So as you're shaking hands, please make sure you get a Purple Star pin, please.
Next up, we want to invite Lisa Robinson and Roy Darrington, the Director of Special Education, to come forward. We want to give a special congratulations to Lisa Robinson. She is a speech language pathologist in Alpine School District, and she has been the recipient of the BYU 2026 Benjamin Clough Jr. Award. This honor recognizes individuals who make outstanding contributions to teaching, learning, and the preparation of future educators. Lisa was celebrated for her impactful work supporting teachers and helping train the next generation of specialists. Congratulations.
Tonight, we are honored to recognize North Point Elementary as a spirit of excellence. We are excited to honor various individuals from North Point Elementary and welcome Principal April Dare to present the Spirit of Excellence Awards to your school.
Thank you, Superintendent Smith, and for all of our board members for this recognition. We're really excited to be here and get to celebrate some of the amazing staff, students, and those who serve our school through volunteering and other means. So we're going to start with our amazing fourth office member, Pearl, that we hired. Our staff had this to say about Pearl, and I'm going to invite her to come on up. Since this is my first opportunity to do this, I'm really impressed, you guys. These are great coins and certificates, and I'm super excited to be able to celebrate. You get to come stand with me. All right, Pearl. Okay. Pearl brings kindness and professionalism to everything that she does, helping create a positive and welcoming office environment. She responds quickly and gets things done with care and efficiency, and we're so grateful to have her on our team. All right, the next person we're going to be honoring is another paraprofessional, Aubrey Smith. Yes. Aubrey has been an amazing, outstanding paraprofessional at our school. She is always willing to support in any way that she can with such a positive attitude. Our kindergarten teachers love working with her. She also builds very meaningful connections with our students and is a very integral part of our team. Thank you, Aubrey. We're going to move on to some volunteers at our school who really, truly make a difference for our students. And we're going to start with our PTA president, Jenny Lee Furness. Who, at my begging, did our wonderful thought today, and she did such a good job, and I know she was nervous, but you did amazing, so thank you. All right, Jenny Lee. There's a lot to say about Jenny Lee, but she is our amazing PTA president this year. She stepped in unexpectedly and has fulfilled the role with grace and positivity. She can be found at our school almost daily, ensuring that our students and staff are well taken care of. I've never been at a staffer school where the PTA spoils the teachers so wonderfully, so we appreciate her for that. We really couldn't have asked for a better PTA president. Thank you, Jenna Lee. All right, our next volunteer is Deborah Pilling. Who goes by Deb? So we'll say Deb. Deb has been an amazing volunteer at our school. For years, she has been the backbone of our school play, volunteering countless hours of her time, even though her own children are no longer at our elementary school. Her musical expertise inspires our students to create outstanding performances at our school each year. They are amazing. You need to come see them. Thank you, Deborah. We're going to move on to our teachers, again, who our students' success depends and relies on these amazing teachers. So the first person we're going to recognize is Steve Millward. And Steve loves this stuff. So Steve is currently a fourth grade teacher at North Point. He brings to the team a very quiet confidence and knowledge of the grade that is inspiring. His students know he cares, and they always strive to do their best. In fact, I had a parent today say to me, "Can you just move Mr. Millward up to fifth with my child next year?" So thank you, Steve. And another amazing teacher, Logan Jones. And Logan is currently a second grade teacher at our school. He also serves on our MLL task force. So North Point is a diverse school, and we have a lot of students who are learning English as their second language. And this task force this year has been an integral part of creating a safe and engaging space for our students. And he has been very paramount in leading that with our lovely admin. So he can always be counted on to help and support our school and community, and his students also feel well loved and cared for. So thank you, Logan. Okay, picture time is what I understand. All right, next up, we are going to be recognizing our amazing students. I thought I saw them all here. Hopefully I did. So students, when you hear your name, you're gonna come up and stand with me so I can give you your certificate, and then I'll guide you to where to stand. So first up, we're gonna be bringing up our kindergarten student, and it's Teddy Morgan. I don't know that I saw Teddy. Is he here? Oh no. No, I did not. Oh, Teddy, come on up anyways. Teddy. So Teddy is in first grade, and Teddy has been at our school, and he's doing amazing things. Mrs. Kerner. You have Mrs. Kerner this year. Mrs. Kerner has talked to me about Teddy. Teddy is doing amazing things in reading. He's doing a really good job by participating in class each day and following all the rules and doing a really good job reaching for the stars, right? Okay, thank you, Teddy. I'm gonna make you one more time. Thank you. I apologize. How do we have two Theodore Morgans at my school? Oh no, that's all on me. But thank you for coming, Teddy. All right, and our next up person is gonna be Oakley Waldron. Come on up, Oakley. Good job. All right. All right, so Oakley's teacher has this to say. Oakley is a true star student. She is kind to others, works hard, and is always doing the right thing. This year, Oakley set a goal to improve her reading, and she has done exactly that. Oakley has improved so much in her reading that she increased 67 points on her iReady reading diagnostic, moving into a higher reading level. Oakley is one of a kind kid and has such a bright future ahead of her. Congratulations, Oakley. Our next student is Kara Woolsey. All right, Kara, I'm gonna hold that up so they can get a picture. Okay. Kara is in second grade. She is an exceptional student. She is a hard worker and always does her best to work. She holds others to the same standards and is willing to help them succeed in any way that she can. She can always be trusted to follow our school and class rules and helps keep our school a safe place to learn. She is a great example of a North Point navigator, and I have been honored to be her teacher. Congratulations, Kara. Next, and this was by chance, we had two sets of brothers that were nominated by their teachers without knowing that they'd nominated the other one. So we got first off in third grade, Preston Smooin. Preston loves sports. Preston Smooin has made phenomenal growth this year. He increased his reading skills and achieved 84 points on his iReady reading diagnostic, making 255% growth. Not only has he improved in reading, he is a great friend to all around him and is always on task, listening, and kind to everyone that he meets. Preston is a true star student and shows qualities of being safe, trustworthy, accountable, and resilient. Congratulations, Preston. In fourth grade, we have Robbie Moorhead. All right, Robbie's teacher has this to say. Robbie has demonstrated, exceptional growth by achieving 200% growth in math and over 400% growth in reading, as measured by that iReady diagnostic. He currently shows outstanding helpful behavior and exemplifies star qualities by being safe, trustworthy, accountable, and resilient. Congratulations, Robbie. We'll stand right over there. And Andrew Smooen. No, I thought I said to both of you. You guys, I'm so sorry. Do you want to come up for Andrew? Is that all right? Okay. Come on up for Andrew. All right. Andrew. Andrew Smoon is an exceptional student in multiple ways. He challenges himself to excel and volunteers to help his classmates. He anticipates needs and supports others. His behaviors and leadership skills are stellar. Andrew's future is very bright. He has always been a true pleasure to have in class. And I would add, I walked through when Andrew was testing, and man, was he dedicated to doing his very best. I was so impressed with him. So I'm so sorry. So we'll celebrate him again at school. But thank you. Congratulations, Andrew and brother Taylor, for standing in for him today. And I know that I got the right Jackson. He's here. Come on up, Jackson Moorhead. Jackson is in 6th grade, and his teacher says that he has regularly gone above and beyond in every task, producing high-quality work, even when it requires extra effort and time outside of school. He is a humble, confident leader whose actions match his words and who actively participates in both school life and his own learning. Congratulations, Jackson. I think we're going to have you guys scoot in, and we're going to do a picture. All right, so finally, thank you for celebrating with us. North Point has been a real joy to come and be an admin at. I also have my assistant principal here, Noelia Hidalgo, so I want to recognize her as well. So being at North Point has been an amazing learning experience. One thing I take away from it is that the community and the staff is truly dedicated to helping every child reach their potential. And I don't say that lightly because I know that's something, but I notice with my teachers, my staff, my community, that every one of them is dedicated to making sure their elementary school years are amazing, fulfilling, memorable, and they're learning, which is a good bonus. So I'm just so grateful for that. I'm grateful to be at North Point. So thankful to be able to have such a community that rallies around. We have, like I said before, a diverse community, and we are supporting them, and our community supports all of our students. And I just want to say again for what Jenny Lee, just kind of reiterate that with navigating to the stars. So when we chose that theme this year, we really thought reaching for the stars, but navigating means that there's a journey. And we want all of our students to find their way. And just like the stars in the sky, they're not all the same journeys. So we want all of our students to find their strengths and know how to get to their stars in the way that they can so that they feel successful and happy. So thank you so much again, Superintendent Smith, and for the Alpine School District Board. Thank you.
So I wanted to just take a moment to congratulate the Pleasant Grove High School e-sport team, who are the 5A state e-sport champions. The award certificates have been sent to the school and will be given to the student athletes during the recognition ceremony. I love that we try to provide opportunities for students no matter what their interests are. And I think this team has done a great job of creating friendships and technical know-how, as well as participating in the esports. So congratulations to that team.
Thank you. We appreciate all of you who are here this evening. We're now moving into like the business portion of our board meeting. It's totally not to say inappropriate. Wow. It's totally appropriate if you want to go. We'd love, you're welcome to stay, but also you were here for the kids, so you're good. We don't have any community comments, so we will move on to the approval of minutes. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I move that we approve the minutes.
I'll second that.
Go ahead. So we have a motion by Board Member Clement.
And a second by.
Okay, well, I kind of cut you off, just waiting for you to say, okay. And a second by
second.
Board Member Beeson. Do we have any discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that appears to pass unanimously. Superintendent.
So, board members, you've received the claims in your packet and would recommend that the board accept the claims.
Do we have a motion to accept the claims?
I move that we accept the claims.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Board Member Bateman and a second by Board Member Lincoln. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of approving the claims, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That appears to pass unanimously. Superintendent.
Routine business items for tonight. You have a budget summary, Alpine Foundation Board report, personnel hiring and releases, school and trust amendments, and LEA-specific licenses. Would recommend the board approve the routine business.
Do we have a motion to approve the routine business?
I move that we approve the routine business.
Second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Board Member Peterson and a second by Board Member Clement. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That appears to pass unanimously. Next up, we have our discussion and action items. First item, Principal Emmett. Did you want to come forward, John? I just like to call random people from the audience to keep them on their toes. Would you mind reviewing with us the names that were presented for the potential naming of the new school in Eagle Mountain, please?
Yes, we are met as a committee, and the three names that we would like you to consider is Heritage Fields Elementary. Oh, yep. Sunrise Peak Elementary and Juniper Basin Elementary. And we have settled on, if it helps at all for your decision, the Falcons. Eagle Mountain has a kestrel society that has some American kestrels, the smallest kind of falcon in the world, and we felt like that would be great and fitting for our elementary school, the home of the Falcons.
Thanks, John. And it's awesome because as I'm going down Eagle Mountain Boulevard and I'm kind of turning in the road, there are almost always falcons sitting on that light right there in the curve of the road, which is right next to the new elementary school. So very appropriate. I am actually going to move this to an action, and I am going to move that we name the new Eagle Mountain Elementary School Juniper Basin. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion by Board Member King and a second by Board Member Lincoln. Any discussion? I just want to thank you, John. I know it's complicated and hard, and there's only so many geographical features. It's like we have this random generator of hills and sage and canyons and peaks and all kinds of fun stuff. I think this very much highlights the location of the school, definitely the surrounding area, and I think honors the space that it's in and the community that it is. So I'm just incredibly grateful for all those who participated in the naming of the school and for the way in which I feel like you have really focused on building community there. So just wanted to thank you for that.
Great, thanks.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, we have a motion to approve Juniper Basin with a motion by Board Member King and a second by Board Member Lincoln as the name of the new Eagle Mountain Elementary School. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes unanimously. Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, next up, we have discussion. This is just discussion about school fees, right? Does anybody have questions? I know we addressed this originally in study session. I don't know if we had additional questions, but this is here as a discussion in case there were any additional items from board members they wanted to bring forward.
I just wanted to point out that I'm just grateful to bring forward the school fees and the spending plans for community members to look at it. And if you haven't taken an opportunity to look at, you can still look at them and make comment at our next board meeting before we vote on them.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, we're just going to move on to our next item then. Next up, we have a proposal to approve the Quicksilver Solar Community Reinvestment Project. Are we doing any presentation on this, or are we just looking for a motion? Okay, great. I will make a motion. I'm going to vote, or motion. I already tell you how I was going to vote. I'm going to motion that we approve the Quicksilver Solar Community Reinvestment Project.
And I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? For anyone who's unaware, this is a solar farm that is going into a section of unincorporated Utah County. So it's a space where we're really not gathering a whole lot of property tax or anything. So it'll be more money for kids, which we're always in favor of. Okay, any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, we have a motion by Board Member King and a second by Board Member Lincoln to approve the Quicksilver Solar Community Reinvestment Project. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that appears to pass unanimously. Next up, sorry, am I pausing for you at all, or am I just scrolling through this agenda as fast as I can?
Please scroll.
Okay, we have Resolution 2026-006. This will actually, it's deeding some property from the Cedar Valley High School property to Eagle Mountain for the expansion of Pony Express. Is that it, pretty much? That's it. Okay. Do we have a motion regarding Resolution 2026-006 between Cedar Valley High School and Eagle Mountain to deed the property?
I move to approve Resolution 2026-006 Cedar Valley High School and Eagle Mountain deed property.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Wow, you guys gonna arm wrestle over this, or? Hey, you guys gonna rock, paper, scissors for it? She will take it. Okay. Okay, so we have a motion by Board Member Lincoln and a second by Board Member Peterson. Any discussion? Okay, so we have a motion to approve Resolution 2026-006 Cedar Valley High School and Eagle Mountain deeding property. We have a motion by Board Member Lincoln and a second by Board Member Peterson. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that appears to pass unanimously. Next up, we have reports. Superintendent, would you like to discuss the reports that we have?
Briefly, the membership report you have, the public has, you can click on that hyperlink. Enrollment patterns are similar to what we see this time of year. Nothing significant to note. So unless there are questions for me, I would move to the next item, which is Alpine by the numbers. Okay, Rich is going to pull this up. Thanks to our results and achievement team, Jason does such a phenomenal job with this. Tonight, I'm just going to highlight End of year testing. I think sometimes when we think about student achievement and accountability, sometimes we don't recognize the significant effort that our teams, our students, our teachers, our principals, the work that they do to ensure all of the things are done. This is the high stakes, if you will, the summative assessment. This first slide, K-12, shows the grade levels, the 4 major assessments, and then the window for testing. So when I say that we're in that window, this is the window, and trying to support our teachers and principals, minimize disruptions, parents for getting your students to school during these windows. You'll see some of our actual results or opt-out numbers. They're pretty remarkable. And again, just wanted to say thanks to our parents for their part in this as well. Next slide, on Acadians, K-6. Again, appreciate our team breaking this out so you can see it by the 3 new district areas. Over 41,000 students in our reading assessment, about 22,400 in math. Total assessments, almost 64,000 assessments. And if you look at our participation rate, exclusions less than 1%. So our students are coming, they are taking the test and showing their results, which their results are phenomenal. Acadians K-6, how many students have actually completed? Here are the different percentages, about 16%, about 6,600 of the 41,000 in reading, and about 14%, 3,200 out of the 22,452. Again, we're early in the window. That window is still open. More tests will be completed. When we look at our WIDA K-12, nearly 4,600 students here. You can see the breakout, and 97% on average. When you look at that, students that did not test is a pretty small percentage. If you go to the next slide. And how many have actually completed? Again, 97%, 4,503 out of 4,621. So really high results there. In the RISE testing 3 through 8, these are the number of students that should be taking the RISE. You can see about 38,000 for math, 38,000 for ELA, 32,000 for science, or about 121,000 students. Participation rate is about 98%, so very high participation. Next slide. Here's how many have completed the RISE testing. In math, we're about 2%, again, early in the window. For language arts, about a quarter of the students. In science, 12%, and in writing, nearly 70% have completed in the window so far. And then for the Aspire, for our junior high, high school, 9th and 10th graders, you can see the numbers and what the participation rate is. Little higher exclusion rate in the Aspen Peaks area. Go to the next slide. And then the completion, about 40% in math, 40% in reading, and 40% in science. So again, still within the window, but significant participation, and a high percentage of our students are actually taking those assessments. And that's what we got for tonight.
Thank you, Superintendent. We now have time for board member and superintendent reports and information items.
Last week we had our annual Human Sexuality Committee meeting. This is where we review materials that are taught in classrooms and making sure that we're compliant to both to state law or state statute. And we're hoping that maybe by next April we can have committees put together with all 3 districts to be able to invite them to come and kind of see the work that needs to be done, because this material needs to be by law be reviewed every year, and encourage the new districts to make sure that they put together committees coming up in the next year and a half that consist of teachers and parents and also board members. But it's a great time at the Human Sexuality Committee. So it's our 1-year meeting that we have, so. We don't hear much about the other committees. Budget's important, finance, but so is this committee, just for review. This is one that parents also are concerned about, so it's an important meeting. Thank you.
'Tis a season for recognitions, and I love when we get to attend recognitions and to see all of the awesome people that are helping in our schools. Joylyn and I attended the Lehigh Council PTA recognition luncheon today, and so I just wanted to say thank you to all of those PTA leaders for the time and the effort that they put in to recognize the people in their schools. We appreciate any time we have to say thank you.
I also wanted to recognize that yesterday Hidden Hollow became a school of excellence. It's one of the very few in the state. And their PTA also was awarded a Resilient U award statewide. And so I just want to recognize their PTA and the efforts that they've gone. We're incredibly grateful for the parents and the community members we have that support our students and our teachers in having a successful educational experience. Any other board member reports? Okay, Superintendent, was there anything else or? Okay. We actually do have need of a closed session. So does someone want to make a motion for us to adjourn into closed session to discuss personnel, property, or litigation?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by Board Member Clement. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
And second by Board Member Beeson. And we actually need to do a roll call for this. So if you are in favor of moving, adjourning into closed session, you're going to say aye. If you're opposed, say nay. Board Member Lincoln.
Aye.
Board Member Clement.
Aye.
Board Member Bateman.
Aye.
Board Member King. Aye. Board Member Peterson.
Aye.
Board Member Beeson.
Aye.
Okay, we are adjourned into closed session. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate your attendance.